Have you ever woken up feeling exhausted before your day even begins? Your mind races ahead, thinking about emails, meetings, deadlines, or mistakes you might have made yesterday. You anticipate conflicts, worry about what might go wrong, and somehow your body feels tense, ready for a battle that hasn't happened yet. This isn't laziness. It isn't a flaw. Your brain is simply doing what it has learned to do over years of repeated experience. It predicts danger, prepares for threats, and activates stress systems long before any real danger exists. This is anticipatory stress, the silent force that shapes how you think, feel, and respond every day. What if I told you that this automatic response can be changed? That the same brain that learned patterns of tension can also learn patterns of calm, focus, and resilience? What if 20 minutes a day, repeated consistently, could actually rewire your brain, helping you handle stress better, sharpen your focus, and even enhance your memory? Today, we'll explore a routine backed by cutting-edge neuroscience and psychology, one that doesn't require hours of meditation or special equipment, but can change the very structure of your brain over time. Your brain is not broken. It is not lazy. It is not failing you because you are doing something wrong. It is simply responding to the environment it has learned to expect. A world that moves too fast, demands too much, and rarely allows your nervous system to rest. Think about a normal morning. You wake up, and before your body has fully adjusted, your mind has already leapt ahead. What meetings await you? Which emails are unanswered? What tasks did you forget yesterday? Your brain is predicting, calculating, and worrying, all before your body even touches the floor. This is not weakness. This is anticipatory stress. Your brain reacts to what might happen, not what is actually happening. It treats imagined futures as real threats, and your body behaves accordingly. Shoulders tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Your heart races in preparation for danger that doesn't exist yet. Neuroscience tells us this is normal in modern life, but it comes at a cost. Chronic anticipatory stress reshapes the brain over time. The amygdala, your brain's threat detection center, becomes hypersensitive. It reacts faster, stronger, and sometimes inappropriately. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning, reasoning, and self-control, loses influence. This is why people sometimes react in ways they later regret. Dr. Robert Sapolsky, a leading expert on stress and the brain, explains it clearly. Stress doesn't remove intelligence, it temporarily blocks access to it. It is as if your knowledge is stored behind a door, and stress locks it shut. Your brain is not broken, it's just temporarily reorganized for survival. For decades, scientists feared these stress-induced changes were permanent. But modern neuroscience has revealed hope. The adult brain is flexible. It is constantly rewiring, adapting, and forming new connections. This ability is called neuroplasticity. It means every experience, thought, and reaction strengthens specific neural pathways. The patterns you practice repeatedly shape the brain. Dr. Michael Merzenich, a pioneer in brain plasticity research, compares the brain to a forest. The more you walk a path, the clearer it becomes. Stress creates neural highways, but the same principle applies to calm, focus, and resilience. If you repeatedly practice regulation and mindful attention, new pathways emerge and old stress circuits weaken. Now imagine your day unfolding in slow motion. You wake up, commute, attend meetings, respond to emails, and interact with coworkers, all while your brain constantly predicts, reacts, and evaluates. Even minor irritations, a delayed message, a traffic jam, a forgotten item, can trigger the amygdala. The nervous system is in a continuous state of partial alarm. This is why a short, consistent routine can be transformative. 20 minutes is enough. Not to escape stress, but to signal to the brain that a new pathway, calm, focused, and resilient, is possible. And it works because it aligns with how the brain learns, through repetition, not motivation. The first component is breathing. Not random deep breaths, but slow, deliberate exhalation. This stimulates the vagus nerve, sending a message of safety to your brain. Cortisol drops. Heart rate slows. The prefrontal cortex regains influence over impulsive reactions. Imagine using this during your day. A difficult email arrives. You pause. You inhale slowly. Exhale longer. Your words shift. Your mind calms. Your body relaxes, even if the situation remains stressful. The second component is attention training. Stress fragments attention across past regrets and future worries. Bringing focus back to the present strengthens working memory, reduces mental noise, and restores clarity. Even a few minutes of focused attention can create lasting neural changes. Picture a student preparing for an exam. Notifications buzz. Thoughts about previous mistakes intrude. By practicing focused attention, the student completes one problem at a time. Each return to focus rewires the brain. Over time, concentration becomes easier, even under pressure. The third component is emotional labeling. Unnamed emotions feel endless, vague, and overwhelming. When you say, "I feel anxious," or "I feel frustrated," the emotion changes. Language activates cortical areas, and the amygdala quiets. And Dr. Matthew Lieberman explains, "Emotion named is emotion tamed." Labeling emotions, even silently or in writing, prevents chronic stress from accumulating. Emotions move instead of being trapped in the nervous system. The fourth component is reflection. Life rarely allows it in our fast-paced schedules. We move from task to task, accumulating stress without understanding. Questions like, what mattered today, what didn't, what can I release, help integrate experience. Reflection converts pressure into wisdom and allows the hippocampus to organize memory and emotion effectively. Here's how to implement the 20-minute routine. Step 1. Breathing. Slow, deliberate, extended exhalation for 5 to 7 minutes. Focus on lengthening the outbreath. This triggers the vagus nerve, telling your brain that the danger has passed. Heart rate slows, cortisol decreases, and the prefrontal cortex regains control. Step 2. Attention training. Focus on a single task, sensation, or mental object for 5 to 7 minutes. Return to focus whenever the mind wanders. Each return strengthens neural pathways for concentration and mental clarity. Step 3. Emotional labeling. Identify and name emotions for 3 to 5 minutes. I feel anxious. I feel frustrated. I feel overwhelmed. Labeling gives structure to chaos, reducing intensity and preventing accumulation. Step 4. Reflection. Spend 3 to 5 minutes reflecting. What mattered today? What didn't? What can I release? This integrates memory and emotion, turning experience into wisdom. Mindset shift. Understand that stress is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Your brain is adaptive. 20 minutes a day is not indulgence, it is neural maintenance. Small, repeated actions matter more than long, sporadic efforts. The brain learns from repetition, so consistency is your secret weapon. Consider these real-life examples. A parent navigating a toddler's tantrum pauses, breathes, labels emotions, and responds calmly. A teacher managing a chaotic classroom uses attention training to stay present and focused on teaching rather than distractions. A professional overwhelmed by deadlines reflects briefly at the end of the day, transforming tension into insight for tomorrow. Even in education, research confirms these methods work. Students who practice mindful attention and emotional labeling show improvements in working memory, cognitive flexibility, and emotional regulation. They make fewer mistakes, handle stress more effectively, and retain information longer. Repeated practice strengthens the brain across multiple domains. Anticipatory stress decreases because the brain predicts safety. Cognitive load lightens as attention consolidates. Emotional intelligence improves through labeling and reflection. The brain learns patterns of calm, focus, and resilience. Over weeks, these small 20-minute routines produce profound changes. Baseline stress lowers, reactions soften. Mental clarity returns, memory improves. Decision-making becomes easier. Some people think they don't have time. But stress already steals hours through distraction, fatigue, and reactive thinking. This routine doesn't add work. It removes wasted mental effort. It is not indulgence. It is neural maintenance. The future of mental health is not about eliminating stress entirely. It is about guiding the brain to move through it intelligently. Stress will always exist. But chronic suffering is optional. Your brain is adaptive. It learns from every moment. With deliberate repetition, It can learn patterns of calm, focus, and wisdom. 20 minutes a day is enough. Every inhale, every exhale, every moment of focus is a conversation with your brain. Every emotion labeled, every reflection made, is an investment in resilience. Stress becomes a teacher, not a tyrant. Your life is full of stress. That is normal. But suffering is optional. With patience, small steps, and deliberate practice, your brain can reclaim calm, clarity, and control. This 20-minute routine is not magic. It is neuroscience applied to everyday life. It is psychology guiding experience. It is reflection transforming pressure into wisdom. And it can change the way your brain and your life works. Your life will always have stress. Deadlines, conflicts, and uncertainties are part of being human. But chronic suffering doesn't have to dominate your experience. Every inhale, exhale, moment of focus, emotion labeled, and reflection made is a conversation with your brain. Stress stops being a tyrant and becomes a teacher. You are guiding your own neural pathways toward clarity, resilience, and wisdom. Over weeks, months, and years, these 20-minute practices transform how your brain reacts, thinks, and feels. Baseline stress lowers. Decision-making improves. Memory sharpens. Calm, clarity, and control become your default state. This is not magic. This is the power of neuroscience applied to daily life. The small, consistent steps you take now can shape your brain and your life for decades to come. And it starts with just one day, one breath, and 20 minutes of commitment. Your brain is capable. Your mind is resilient. Your life can be transformed, one deliberate practice at a time.